This is BBC Radio 5 Live, available on the BBC Sounds app. 5 Live Breakfast.
Morning, welcome to 5 Live Breakfast. I'm Helen Skelton. Nikki Campbell will be joining us at 6:30. Now, this morning we're going to be discussing the latest UK local lockdown, which came into force in Aberdeen yesterday. If that affected you, maybe you are part of that lockdown and having to change your plans. 85058, let us know how you're getting on. And it's 75 years since the first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. I've been speaking to the grandson of the American president that ordered that bombing. We'll share our conversation with you a little bit later on. We're also going to be talking about golf. Looking forward to the delayed first golf major of the year. I know people who've booked their holiday so they can sit at home and watch the golf. No judgment, just saying. First, though, I'm sure you have seen the devastating pictures all over the television, the newspapers, of the rescue attempts happening in Lebanon. Rescue workers are searching for dozens of people missing after a huge explosion devastated the port area of the capital, Beirut. The blast, which shook the whole city, killed at least 113 people, injuring more than 4,000 others. A 2-week state of emergency has been declared, and President Michel Aoun said the blast was caused by 2,750 tonnes of ammonium nitrate stored unsafely in a warehouse. Just to put that blast into context for you, specialists at the University of Sheffield estimate that that blast had about 1/10 of the explosive power of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. They say it is unquestionably one of the biggest non-nuclear explosions in history, and no doubt is going to cause ramifications for a long, long time. Let me bring in Rana Samara Jubaili, who's the Vice President of Nusaned, a humanitarian and volunteer organisation. How are things going, Rana? How is the rescue attempt going? Good morning, Rana.
Hi, good morning, and thank you for your time. Hi, good morning. The rescue effort, obviously, as I was indicating, there is such a huge effort from the civic society to mobilize yesterday, and people were just rushing to the streets, and this is sort of the culture that's been breeding since October, perhaps, and even before, throughout Lebanese history and the civilians that the Lebanese have, and everybody's scrambling to help. So we've been getting calls from all over the world and throughout Lebanon, people volunteering, for people donating, and just asking how they can help. I think the biggest challenge at this moment is just to coordinate all this relief effort on the ground, because there's a lot to do, needless to say. It's catastrophic. I mean, the pictures obviously don't say much, or don't say enough of what's really happening on the ground.
What is the biggest challenge on the ground? What is the biggest challenge on the ground? Because it's such devastation, and it's a difficult and volatile part of the world. What are you facing?
I think if we look at it at 3 stages, there are the short-term challenges, the medium and the long-term challenges, and this is where we're trying to fit our strategy. I think the biggest challenge at sort of municipal scale is the coordination effort between the public authorities and what they are able to do and sort of the civic society. Because, as Paul was saying, it's the network of NGOs and INGO with INGO support that has sustained Lebanon and the Lebanese population throughout the latest crisis. So coordination between these NGOs and building a culture of coordination and collaboration is really critical, especially at this time. So you don't duplicate efforts, you don't do a boat of work. I think this is the biggest challenge. Needless to say, the other challenges, given that the port is completely devastated, the whole economy has come to a standstill. But furthermore, now the whole economic sort of import cycle, the whole financial sector to be able to import goods of varying degrees of importance and priority is a complete standstill. So effectively, the focus has to be since Lebanon imports pretty much everything. So this really is a huge challenge, even importing glass. We do not produce glass locally, something as simple as that with all the shattered glass in the city. So everything has to be imported. Everything needs financial structuring or restructuring. So this is really a critical situation, let alone the humanitarian crisis on the ground with more than 300 families left homeless.
So what are you going to do? Clearly, long term, there are big issues that need to be addressed. But in the short term, we're hearing stories of people being treated in car parks and in the street and thousands of people being homeless. What are you going to do?
What we've put together is, in the short term, the first thing we did yesterday was to mobilize to feed people, simply, because either people were sleeping on the streets, protecting their homes or their shops because they were afraid of, obviously, vandalism or whatnot. So people obviously have no access to their kitchens, to their homes. So our priority was to feed those people and to feed medical staff at hospitals. And also family members waiting for their injured family members in the ERs across the hospital. So we were able to access 5 hospitals in town in Beirut. Organizing, we've been putting together a network of MPAs and trying to mobilize today to actually clean the to go on the streets. We have to do it very cautiously because there are many old buildings. It's a historic district, as Paul was mentioning, so there have been building collapses. So we have to be very careful of how to intervene and how to protect our volunteers, especially also with COVID. So things have to be done sort of professionally, effectively, and cautiously. We're supporting the Red Cross because they've had damages to the centers and to their ambulances. So basically, the short term, we're feeding people, we're connecting people to find shelter for them. There's a fantastic network being put together of engineers and architects who want to volunteer to help. Also, people offering their homes, their rented furnished apartments, their hotel out of town. So there's a long mobilization at the real estate level to try to move people.
Rana, thank you so much. As you say there, you've got a mammoth task on your hands, so we better let you get back to it. Rana Samara Jubaili, I know the line was a little bit challenging for some of you there, so thank you for sticking with it. And Rana, of course, we wish you strength, luck, everything in abundance. It is 17 minutes past 6.